Alright, I just checked in with Suzanne, and I need to make sure that we get the angle of the backup camera adjusted right. I think I'm one click too low on the settings when I accidentally moved it there, so I'll be up there chatting with her to make sure I get it back to the original location. And I've got our little plastic bird bee gone spikes here that I'm going to put up on top the infrared light so that we can deter birds from hanging out up there making a mess. So let's crawl back in here and see if we can go fix something. All right, here goes. Sometimes you think these lifts should move a little bit faster, but it is a very fine line between when a lift moves just right and way too fast. And when you're at the end of a catapult like this, you don't want to go too fast. So I'll take slow. But this, as Kelly was describing, this is a pretty nice lift and it works quite well. We're pretty happy with it. We get this from a rental shop out of Missoula, and they bring it down on a big semi-tractor trailer setup, and they drop it off for us, and then we call them when we're done, and they come and pick it up. Works pretty slick. Scoreboard. I said, okay, no problem. I've driven a lift a couple times. I think I was 19 or 20. And so I got out there and did my thing, and all of a sudden I came up and heard this crunching sound and realized that I had just run into the bottom of the scoreboard. Not something you want to do as a 19-year-old driving a lift, but it happened, and fortunately everybody was pretty gracious about it, but I was sort of beside myself for a while. But we got through all the formalities. It was really no big deal, and finished our job, and they repaired the scoreboard and all that good stuff. It was fine. I got lucky. All right, so I'm going to cut this down to size here. This, I think, is going to be to tie it in and keep it in one spot. It's a little bit tricky because of the way the mounting apparatus is placed. Okay, I think that'll work. Maybe trim it down just a little bit more. What I'm trying to do is get this piece, this little plastic piece, to go into the slot on one of these mounting brackets so that it secures itself, and then I can just zip tie it and make it a little bit more robust that way. Again, try not to take too many chances out here. We only get one shot to really get this right for the next 6 months. There it is. That's better. Okay. Yeah, so this year it looks like all of our zip ties have held in place. Haven't had to replace any. I think this is the first time that's happened. But I would suspect over the spring we may end up, or over the winter we'll have to come back in the spring, and there'll probably be a few that need to be replaced. The cold weather really wreaks havoc on plastic hardware. You get the sun in the winter time or summertime, and then you get the cold weather in the winter time, and it just really makes it pretty brittle. All right, I'm going to give Suzanne a call, and we're going to talk about this backup camera and get some instruction on that. So I'll be right back in just a moment. back. We ended up moving the backup camera a little bit more to the south and changed the view of that a little bit. I've got a little bit of the bird spikes up here on top the infrared light, so I think that'll deter them from landing up there. We'll find out next spring. So I'm going to start the lift back up, and then I'm going to spend some time down under the nest and look at this perch situation and see what we can do with that. So we've been fairly lucky with the precipitation so far today, but I'm not gonna count on anything here. I need to get some stuff done and mosey on out. See a little bit of baling wire here in the nest, so I'm going to go ahead and pull that out. Baling twine. And it's buried in there pretty good, so it's probably pretty old stuff, but don't need it in there. Bolts I can tighten up on this perch just to make it a little more secure. That's not too bad. It's a little too small for the new one that I'm going to put up here though. take a measurement on that. That is exactly 8 feet. Boy, from down there it looks a lot shorter, but with the scale relative to the size of this pole, I guess 8 feet isn't much compared to a 48-foot pole. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is assess what this is going to look like with a new perch/feeding station scenario. And we'll probably use a similar design as what we've got with this setup. Come off at an angle headed to the east and tie it in that way. The trick is securing it properly the edge of this nest and tying it in, so I think I'm going to have to get some boards. And run across the blocking that supports the nest here so I can screw into it. That is 32 inches. I think an 8-foot piece is going to be enough if we angle it properly. Just enough, maybe. Try to go for 9 if I can. Alright, well, I've got what I need for the moment, so headed down. I'm going to come down, I'm going to cut a couple pieces of wood, and we've got some things put up so I can screw in up there, put in some blocking, and I'll take some measurements on some of the other boards that I've got here and see if we can get a start with the things for this before we have to call it a day. Try to get enough done so I know exactly what parts I'm going to need before I run into town and grab more stuff. I'll be right back.